Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Fancy a Dabble with myself, Gaby Doxey, and Shane Ciurleo. Shane, how's your week been? I'm excited for this episode. We're going to cover a bit of Melbourne, bit of Brisbane, and any sport that we might have for the punters. So, how are you?
Well, I'm having feeling a little bit of contrition, which a dictionary definition is the state of feeling remorseful, which people would be feeling if they didn't follow your tip last week, Gaby. You tipped a horse called Contrition.
That I
$16, I think it was, when we recorded the show. So yeah, people would be feeling remorseful. I actually had another bet in the race as well. So I backed the favourite, I think, from memory, and only had a smaller bet on yours. So I am feeling contrition for doing that. That's fast. Anyway, well done on last week's performance. It's becoming a bit of a theme that you're out tipping me quite clearly. So I've got to lift my game this week.
Thank you. But that's what it's all about, Shane. We as always, rebuild. It doesn't matter if we've won or lost, we're going to rebuild. And I think, what do you say? We start in Melbourne, and happy to kick it off in race 1. Now, I am taking a little bit of a risk here. I know there is a short price favourite in number 4, which is Berkeley Square. I'm actually going to go with the bottom weight, which is number 9. Proscenium Arch, a So You Think filly, an absolutely beautiful filly in my opinion. Her first win I just thought was so impressive, and she seems so professional in the race and just kicked away and won. So as I mentioned, the So You Think, she's going to appreciate the extra distance there and it's probably going to go further. But yeah, I just loved the way she won first up, and I really think she's a hope here at the $5.
Yeah, fair enough too. It was a pretty good debut. I think there was another busted and young runner in that race at Sandown that day, and she raced on speed and got through the heavy nicely, didn't she? And bolted in the end.
She's so professional.
The way she did it, so it was pretty exciting. Obviously, Berkeley Square. I know the boys at the mailbag have backed it already, but it's short. It's getting pretty short now at 2:30. Could even start shorter. So, look, it'll be back. In the back, may even be settle second last, where Proscenium Arch will be on speed. So it'll be interesting one. I don't really have an opinion either way, but just the form that you're in, Gab, I'll have to have something on this as well.
Yeah, it's going to, however track plays, it's going to set up for one of them, I think.
I think so too. Yeah, both nice horses going forward though. Probably a. I don't know if guineas or something like that. I don't know how far they'll get, whether Derbies and Oakses are too far, but they certainly both look like potential sort of black type horses for sure.
Absolutely. And what do you like there, Shane? Anything?
Well, I'm not being parochial here, but I like the Queenslander. I think it's race. I'm just trying to click along here now while we're talking. Is it race 5? Race 5, the Ori Star, Group 3, shooting for gold from O'Day Hoisted Camp in Queensland. Heads down there with Jamie Carr on board. Look, it's a skinny race. There's only the 7 runners. I thought Serious Suspect will lead, and because it's a small field, they'll go pretty slow. They normally go pretty slow in these straight races anyway. More like, sort of like six sprint affairs. Now, I don't know if there's many in this race that can dash as quick as Shooting for Gold. We've seen some of her performances, some of these horses' performances in Queensland where it's, it gets back in sort of like bigger fields. Its last couple, it's only got beat just a length. Baller, One Diva, Soxagon before that. Like they're, proper group horses in Queensland over the winter. It's been sort of getting back and hitting the line. But with this small field, Jamie Carr can sort of position this horse as close as it's ever sat, even if it's second last. It still ain't going to be like, 3 lengths off them. It's got a serious turn of foot, and it'll probably drift a little bit because it is that sort of Queensland form, and maybe the market won't respect it as much being in Melbourne. Obviously, King of Sparta is coming off a group, I think it was a Group 3 win at Caulfield last start, where it just knocked off another O'Day runner in Scalapini. So I'll be happy to back Shooting for Gold against Scalapini over this sort of trip. So happy to back Shooting for Gold. I think it'll drift out a bit, and because there's only the 7 runners, there's 2 place dividends. I think it's a great chance to run top 2. So it's about like $4.20 and $2 a place. So I'm going to back it each way. Race 5, number 5, Shooting for Gold for me in Melbourne.
Yeah, very good. And the O'Days are flying, and I think they're very welcome to be down there at Flemington and competitive runners. And
yep.
I think I'll head over to Doomben now for what I've found there. And I'm going to go to race 6, number 4, which is a horse I tipped last start who won really well. And her name's Joviality. Chris Waller trains, Jimmy Orman rides. I think this sets up again for her, to maybe able to knock these horses off. I think, she's coming off a really good gutsy win there, and I've got no reason she can't replay that again. Slightly like there's some okay horses in the race, but yeah, to me the $3.20 is spot on, and yeah, I definitely think she can win again.
Yeah, no disagreements here. I think it was strong through the line last time, and it gets a similar setup here. It's going to settle in the right spot. It's going to get the right run. You've got the right trainer and jockey combination who strike better than 1 in 3 when they're together. I think probably Broken Hero will lead. I'll try to go forward on it anyway from the gate. And this Joviality is going to just sit behind the speed anyway. It's going to get every chance. I think a drying Doomben track as well, suitable, particularly for those horses that settle sort of on speed, on even tempos. They are slightly advantaged at Doomben. So it does set up. I think $3.20, I think you're right. I think that's a good price. I reckon it'll start about $2.80 on the day. So if you can take the $3.20 now, I think you'll be in front. So I'm with you there. I sort of can't find anything else. I'll probably take a little multi. I'll take your leg, your tip in the first leg. I think the most exciting horse on the card for me is Doomben race 7, number 15, Manhood. Just going about his work quietly, going through its grades. Won a benchmark 65 midweek on the same day. Queensland Sealed Origin 3 victory. I think I was in Caxton Street when it won. I was watching it on somewhere anyway. I backed it. It was about $1.50 chance. Yeah, I know it's drawn a little bit wider here, but it's so well placed with 52.5 kilos. Sam Collett will just be able to work across. There's a few scratchings here, and a couple of them that have come out are on speed horses, so it'll suit it. Look, I know it's $1.75 and it sounds pretty short, but I think it's, as I said, one of the most exciting horses on the program, and I think the map just suits it perfectly to win again. And I think we'll see this horse winning in town again before it's finished this preparation. So I'll take Joviality into Manhood. That'll be about $5.50 or something like that in the multi. That'll do me for Doomben.
Yeah, definitely reasonable. And yeah, Manhood is very well placed there. I think he's hopefully just going to be too good for them there. And so I think we'll head up to Townsville now. You can start up there. It is Townsville Day, and it's an exciting day for them up there.
Absolutely. Townsville Cup in Cleveland Bay. I haven't had a deeper look at the Cleveland Bay, but I thought Master Jamie and Dr. Seuss, they're sort of 1-2 in the market. They're 1-2 in the weights, and I know they've got to give a bit of weight to some of these other runners at the bottom of the handicaps with 54, but I just think they're that much better horses than the rest. One of them will win. Just don't know which one yet. Can't really work that out, but they both look hard to beat. Race 8 is the Townsville Cup. I think that number 6 Sail is clearly the best horse in the race. Only got out late last start to win the Mackay Cup over the same distance. And with any luck in running, it could have won by a lot further, I thought. Yeah, obviously the trick this week is barrier 20, which is a nightmare. Robbie Frard does take the ride. It's a get-back horse anyway, but the problem with barrier 20 on a get-back horse, he's going to have to go all the way back. If he had a drawn mid to low and is a get-back horse, he could probably settle, maybe a third of 2/3 back in the field rather than all the way back. So he's going to need a good ride. Looks like there's plenty of and I'll say this politically correctly as I can, some pretty wild jockeys on some pretty wild horses that like to go forward in this race. So there's a fair chance they'll run along a little bit. And I'm still happy to back Sale at the price. I'm happy to take the risk. I think Robbie Fradd's the best jockey in the race. The horse is clearly flying. It's certainly no certainty. It's going to need a bit of luck from the gate, but at $4.20, I'm happy to risk it. But I'm also happy to bet, something else in the race if you've got something else there, Gab.
Yeah, absolutely. So, as you said, Sale is definitely the best horse in the race, but I'm going to stick with one that I backed each way last start, which was Planet Warrior, the 10, and he's just got beaten by Sale last start. He gets in here really well weighted with 54 kilos, and I just think at the 750, I wanted to chase that bit of value. Again, probably not a bad Quinella.
They ran the Quinella last time, didn't they?
Yeah. So
yeah, no reason why they can't again.
Yeah, either way, the 750. But for me, I'm going to stick with Planet Warrior, but Sale will be the one to beat.
Yeah, with a bit of luck. Like Planet Warrior does have a good draw and a good map, so it should be well in front of Sale. Even at the last 100, you could see sort of Planet Warrior taking the front and then looking for Sale late to knock it off. But I'm sure the way it's going, it'll win and Sale will run second. So probably worth that. You can have something on both anyway, I think.
The there's enough value there anyway.
Really.
But yeah, any others up in Townsville, Shane? Or
no, look, not really. The other horse that I sort of looked at in the Cleveland Bay, I sort of mentioned Master Jamie and Dr. Zeus. Amundi Bay was a horse that we were on last time, that I was on last time at $12, and it got knocked off by something at 20s, which happened to be the horse that you tipped in the race, Cabello Oscuro. So this is probably everywhere I look, there's just a nightmare reminder of you beating me in the last month. Now this looks a bit of a harder race. So, Cabello Oscuro is also in the same race, but it's drawn barrier 21. So we're sort of probably leaning, as I said earlier, to Master Jamie and Dr. Zeus there.
There's a few that have outside barriers that I noticed, like very far outside.
Yeah. Safer to leave them, I think.
Yeah, it's just that extra risk. But and any sport, Shane?
Well, I'm a lifelong Melbourne member supporter in the AFL. This year I did actually buy a membership to the Brisbane Lions as well, because I thought that'd be a chance to play off in the grand final. Now, Melbourne played Collingwood tonight at the G. Collingwood have won 10 in a row and somewhat on fire. Melbourne are $1.40 favourite. Collingwood's like $3.20 or something. Now, the last two times Melbourne have played Collingwood, we've been the dominant team of the season up to that point, and Collingwood have knocked us off. We led them by like 20 points earlier this year, and then they completely steamrolled us in the second half. It's not going to be a big bet, but I'm just going to have a small bet on Collingwood at the price, because they have such a good record against Melbourne. And when Collingwood get on that roll, when they're running the footy just almost recklessly, just charging forward, they're very hard to stop. And if they get on a roll tonight, they have a chance to get hold of the Demons, because they've done it in the past, the last two times. So a small bet. I'm not going to put it in multis or anything. It's just a small bet at the price. I think they're a big chance to knock off the Demons tonight.
Yeah, that's good. And I've just got one, and I wasn't going to say it, but I'm going to go a bit rogue here and actually tip the Cowboys to be minor premiers. I just noticed Penrith had a few injuries, and I thought I'd have a look. And the Cowboys was $23 on Tuesday, actually, and they've come into 17 already. So I thought just a few dollars, doesn't have to be anything big, might be a bad bet.
I've actually backed the Cowboys to win and to cover the line against the Bulldogs tonight. So, but this weekend anyway. Maybe not tonight, but so yeah, I'm going to have to look at that market. I've got the Dabble up out now, actually, sort of zoning in here. Yeah, interesting one. I'll have a look at it. Big price, and like you say, Penrith injuries everywhere. The Broncos are certainly lost the plot of late. Paris
You know
to
what?
win, I suppose.
Then I don't want to get started.
Anyway, interesting. Good price. We'll have a look at that. Hopefully they win this week.
Well, I think that's great. I'm hoping again, as usual, that we found everyone a winner or two in there, and I hope everyone goes well today, tomorrow, wherever they're betting on whatever they're betting on. Obviously, always responsibly. But thanks again, Shane, for another great episode, and good luck.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to catching up next week, and hopefully I've tipped the winner there somewhere so we can talk about that. But good luck. At least you're showing around a bit of value, which is always good. People like to see. So make sure if you get on the Dabble app, you can find our selections on the Dabble app. If you follow me, Dr. Curley's my username, and I'm going to put right now. I'm going to go into the app and put Gaby's selections on there as well as mine, so you can follow along at home. So look forward to catching up, Gab, and good luck to you over the weekend as well.